Were you aware of the ABA growing up, or were you a fan of it?
No, I wasn't, because it would its last year was '76, so that was just kind of the beginning of probably my sports consciousness. So, and growing up in Southern California, it was all about the Lakers. So I really wasn't aware of it until later on, reading about it and kind of collecting information that way. Yeah.
Your movies are funny, but at the same time, a lot of the subject matter in your movies is kind of sad. If you were to, take it and spin it a different way, it could be a sad movie. Semi-Pro's about the end of the ABA.
Right.
I think Anchorman, in some ways, is about the decline of journalism, the journalism industry.
I don't know a lot about that.
The decline of parenting in Talladega Nights. It's, a dysfunctional family in that film. And,
Right.
I was wondering, do you think that your comedy sort of poke fun at the excess of being an American, or maybe the decline of America as a Western superpower?
Well, I would say yes to everything you said. I mean, ultimately, it's just hopefully, we only set out to make just funny movies. At the same time, not getting too, grandiose. I would do, especially in the two that Adam and I have written, are definitely about American excess, and we love kind of, playing around with that as an undercurrent, that hopefully it sneaks up on you a little later, because it's not obvious to a lot of people at first. But yeah, that's fascinating to me. That's a tone that's, I think, we have to continue to comment on to keep ourselves in check, because we have so much of it here, and a lot of us don't really seem to care.
You're doing your next film with Adam, Step Brothers, which seems to deal very directly with family issues. How's that kind of continuing the themes you've just discussed?
Well, it is different in that it's not based on broad, over-the-top characters. It's pretty grounded for as grounded as we can get, and it's dealing about family life, and I guess that we're two 40-year-old guys who still live at home, whose single parents then get married, and we have to become stepbrothers. So in that regard, I guess it's both characters are kind of refuse to get jobs and have just a list of excuses as to why they don't feel motivated and things like that. And I think, it's our little way of saying that there are certain people, out there who have that kind of righteous indignation, who are like, I think we all know people who are like, as soon as I get my my welding degree, I'm gonna go to do this, but I'm not gonna do that until I get my car fixed. And I can't do that until, it's like there's just we all have characters that are kind of like that in our lives, and so that's what we're playing around with.
One of my assignments is for the Sanford News Daily just south of here, so I apologize for a slightly off-base question.
Sure.
Off-point topic question.
Sanford focus question?
Yeah, that's right. Well, they went out of business.
Okay.
This subsidiary. You were seen a couple of months ago with playing around the golf down at Tobacco Road.
Yeah.
What led you to Tobacco Road? What did you think of the course, and what did you shoot?
I was playing with my brother-in-law, who my wife's sister and husband live in Cary, and so that was over the holidays, and we went and played. So my brother-in-law took me down there, and I thought the course was great. It's pretty hard.
Yeah.
Especially that, I forget what hole that is where you can't even see the green. It's in that bunker, but
Were you teeing off?
No, you have to chip into like a pit.
Oh, the 2 mounds.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It surrounds the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I was definitely over 100. Yeah.
That's about what
Yeah. And it was freezing rain too, but it stopped enough for us to play. But yeah, it was nice. It was great.
They moved to North Carolina originally from here. Or...
They are no, they've lived here a long time. He works for IBM, so they moved here.
Okay.
You know.
Oh, to dredge up that dramatic point that you were going at, not to dig in too deep to it, but I really liked you in Stranger Than Fiction and Winter Passing.
Oh, thanks.
So, I mean, do you see yourself taking more dramatic roles in the future? Because it seems about each year, you know, it's a new comedy for you, and Stranger Than Fiction was a really nice change of pace, and I was wondering if you, do you see any plans for your career changing in any way, or do you see yourself doing similar things to the last 5 years?
Well, I don't know. It just depends. I mean, I like kind of not, no problem. I like kind of not being confined to any sort of, you know, master blueprint in a way. And obviously I have a number of different things I'm developing. Some of which are slightly more dramatic, and others are just, you know, out and out comedy. But I loved those two experiences, and I loved, especially Stranger Than Fiction. I love to do more films like that. But I never want to be guilty of forcing that issue in a way, because I think you know, I want it to kind of feel like it fits, and I'm definitely not the comedian who has the agenda of like, please, I'm begging you to take me seriously. You know, it's I mean, it's fun. It's so much fun to kind of do those different types of movies and get to, you know, take on those challenges. But I love doing comedy too. So, you know, hopefully I get to do more, but just kind of take it as it comes.
Yeah.
You mentioned you're doing a lot of comedy films with Adam. Why do you feel the two of you have such a good collaboration? What works about it?
Well, we kind of hit it off at Saturday Night Live, you know, when we first got hired there together, and but we just kind of share the same sensibility. Was what it comes down to. It's just like you tend to
One more minute.
you tend to think the same things are funny, and we like working in the same style of you know, there's not a lot of judgment in terms of kind of spewing out ideas, where you can work with people who are like, yeah, I don't think that works, and this is why. Like, we're just like, great, jot it down. This may be a crazy idea, but no, you know what, write that down too. So we just we like to kind of work fast and messy, and then kind of clean it up all later, and it's just kind of like I said, we found at Saturday Night Live that we loved to write sketches as fast as we could. You know, we'd take about an hour, where a lot of people would toil all night long on one sketch, and we could never figure out why. I mean, the times I worked 8 hours on a sketch or 1 hour, it came out about the same. And
like the cowbell, Blue Oyster.
Yeah. I mean, it was just like, you know, I could have worked on that for 2 days, and I don't know if it would have been any better or any worse or whatever. But and we also really what's unique about us is I don't know. There's a lot of times when we can't remember who thought of the idea, which is unique. No, we're never saying, no, I thought of that. And we're like, God, who came up with that? I don't remember. I think it was Adam. And we go, no, I think it was Will. Like, we're kind of very egoless in the way we work. It's fun.
All right, that's all we have. We'll bring some photographers in here real quick for the papers. Just take a couple pictures.
Okay.
I'm gonna move this over
Sure.
here.
Yeah, sure.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Nice talking to you. All right. Yeah.